just begin to relax. And this is an exercise in grounding and centering yourself and turning off your survival extreme behavior. We don't want to be either too passive or too aggressive. We want to be assertive. And when we get triggered, we will go to either extremely passive, which is faint, or freeze. It used to be faint, now they say freeze. It's also just fold, where you just, can do nothing. And the aggressive behavior, which is to become combative and argumentative. And you may have noticed in recovery that you start feeling stronger, you start fighting back with people. Good. And that's normal. But we don't want to land there. We want to come back to assertive. You might think of passive, and this is an important thing to remember. Your subconscious is listening to this information. So this is important to remember during our relaxation. The passive end of that stick is more your child ego state. Your inner child is on the passive end of that stick, mostly. Or it's on a tantrum throwing, the other end of the stick. But it's more likely passive because tantrum throwing and anger of that kind is not effective. It isn't effective, and the object is to win. Win means you and the other able to walk away from it feeling comfortable. You're able to actually engage with each other, understand something better about each other, maybe go off to think about it to talk another time. But both of you walk away feeling okay. I'm okay, you're okay, which is what the original child ego state came from. The other end of the stick, the aggressive end of the stick, or the other laundry list, that's more the parent ego state. That's why it's normal for us to go from our inner child to our inner critical parent. We have that, we think of the parent ego state as being critical. Why is that? Because our parents or somebody caused us trauma. And so we think of that as being somebody that's going to yell at us or say negative things. And then that becomes us yelling at us. And then we start yelling at other people or talking down to them and trying to put them in the child ego state. When we're manipulative and controlling, we're trying to put the other person in the child ego state. And if you think of a recent encounter with someone, you'll notice that you went maybe from child and feeling beaten down somehow to parental, in which you sought to dominate them even a little and tried to push them down. So you had dominance. So I'll leave that and we'll go ahead with our relaxation. But think about that. So in just a moment, we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to hold it to the count of 4. This is one of the first things we do to quiet our survival instincts. We always have survival instincts. I'm not talking about the normal ones. I'm talking about our hypervigilance, our dysregulation, our nervous system just going haywire, anxiety, fearfulness, all of those things. If we can't heal the world, we can heal our next breath. So take a breath right now and hold it to the count of 4. We're going to exhale slowly to the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And listen to the silence. The silence between the breaths is a perfect point of meditation. Exhale, 1, 2, go deeper into relaxation. 3, for your peace, for your inner grace. 5, double your relaxation. 6, 7, double your relaxation again and get ready to release. This time you're going to send a message to your shoulders to drop. Just let them fall. Don't slowly lower them. Let them fall. Let your head go limp. That's why you have a support behind your neck. And 8, 8, 8. Send a message through your whole body. Feel like a wave, like a beautiful azure wave on the sea has washed over your body and relaxed all your muscles. And you can go back to that quiet place where you can explore the tiny muscles in your face, the ones in your forehead. Just relax them. And in your comfortable position, you might tip your head back and let your mouth open slightly. Wiggle your chin back and forth. Relax those jaw muscles. And take a deep breath with your mouth open, just with your head relaxed toward the back. Because right here and right now, you are safe. And you can test this. I'm going to count to 3. I want you to just follow for a count to 3 of letting your head lean back, expose your throat, open your mouth slightly, and take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3. And you can check now to make sure that your neck and throat are safe. Check and make sure that there's nothing around you that's threatening you in any way. And if that's good, you can allow your eye muscles to relax. Let them just go limp and loose. And imagine one of those wonderful spa days where you possibly put something on your eyelids, like a slice of cucumber or a tea bag or something that's just cooling and relaxing. And you might feel a heavy weightlessness moving down through your eyelids. And you can consciously notify all the muscles around your eyes to relax to the point that they just won't work. And start experiencing a deep moment of relaxation that is the equivalent of a nice long nap. If you maintain this relaxation, 20 minutes is equal to a 2-hour sleep, a sound, restful sleep. When you're too tired, too busy, 20 minutes of this fixes you. You're repairing your body right now. Your immune system is functioning strongly, powerfully. And cells are healing. And for some other time that you were anxious or hypervigilant or any of those things, right now, this deep relaxation is healing that by gently guiding your nervous system into a normal state of regulation. This is why it's so important to practice, because there may have been times in your life when your nervous system was assaulted every day, repeatedly, maybe all day, but right now, you aren't there. Remember, you bared your throat, you tipped your head back, you opened your mouth, and nothing happened. Now, we're going to begin to pretend, because what you pretend is real to your subconscious. And we're going to flow into a relaxation and an image. Find yourself in a sheltered, protective place in nature, and there's nothing around you. You might find yourself tucked back into some beautiful rocks. There's like a little cave area there where the front's open. It's all just a big door. But there's a gentle waterfall flowing down in front of you, trickling pure water that flows at the perfect rate for that sound of nature, that thing that they call green noise, because that regulates your nervous system. It relaxes you, and it takes you to a point where your nervous system can heal. And because you spent all of that other time a long time ago and a long ways away from here, you spent all that time with damage happening to your nervous system. That's why it's so important that you spend this time every day to heal your nervous system, to bring it back into balance the way it was meant to be, for you to be who you truly are. Who are you really? Right here and right now, with that gentle waterfall trickling, you can take another deep breath and let it out. You can reach out your hand and you can take a drink of water. It's soothing, just a sip. This water is pure, right from source. The plants are green around you, healthy, and there's a soft mist rising off of the tiny flowers and that gentle waterfall. The mist drifts in to cool you, to cool your nervous system and to realign it, to allow your body to relax completely down through your shoulders and your back and all of your internal organs. When you're in this comfortable, relaxed state, you're actually lengthening your life because that same DNA that we were talking about has something on the tip ends of it that look a little like the tips of shoelaces, and they're called telomeres. When you're in this relaxed and peaceful state, when you're in this healing phase, and you've directed your body to respond to the peaceful messages you're receiving, those telomeres can actually lengthen. They can actually lengthen, and they determine the length of your life. Now, in that deeply relaxed state, with that gentle mist settling on your skin like a soft massage, barely perceptible, cooling and healing, deep peace is upon you. And with that occurring, right here, right now, in this moment that you've chosen, that is appropriate and perfect, stop your mind from running to anything else. You can fill this image with all the stimulation you need. And this is real stimulation. This isn't artificially produced. Your mind is actually gifted with this ability to heal itself. You may notice that there are some tiny colorful fish in the water beneath that waterfall. There may be some brightly colored birds that are landing on the flowers, maybe sipping a little bit of nectar. And you're part of all of this. And your subconscious, your creator self, has actually made this amazingly beautiful image. Because I can only describe so much. You can paint the sky any color you want it. You can inhabit this amazing place with glorious images of a wide diversity of beauty. If you write or create art, this is your canvas. This is your paper. This is the place you create. It comes from here outwards. You are amazing. Now, here's something important. Never stop this creative function because of outside influences. And realize that you can very peacefully examine images from this place that otherwise might be a little disturbing. But from this peaceful place, You can observe them out there, and you can actually experience a reset and a replay of those images. Allow your eyes to remain closed. You're safe here. And we're going to look back in just our thoughts at that laundry list and remember a time that you became aware of one of those traits on the laundry list. You can stop going into the entire image, but just remembering that it happened. When you remember that trait on the laundry list, you can see how you were responding with resilience, that flexibility of a child that teaches you to survive by becoming passive, by stopping whatever you were doing and complying, because the laundry list is our passive child self. And realize that that's where you are. That's where your ego state is. We don't have to make it complicated. It's simple. It's just your passive child self. And then think about how you might have gone into recovery with that particular thing and go over to the other laundry list. Let's do it this way. Think of a fear of authority figures. Somebody's yelling at you, so you become passive. And then we think the way to manage this is to fight back in some way. So we go over to the other side, to the other laundry list, and we go into our parent self. And you can start yelling back from there. That doesn't work out well. That isn't effective, and somebody is going to walk away from this encounter feeling unhappy. Now, just in your mind, maintain your little waterfall and your peaceful thought processes. Because in this relaxed state, your focus and your clarity, your efficiency goes up by at least measurably 25%, and usually as high as 75%. So imagine that you stop being either passive or aggressive, and you walk back more towards the middle, and you simply look at the person and say, I'll have to think about that. What happened right there is you moved out of the child passive ego state, you moved out of the parental aggressive state, and you simply moved into the thing that needs to grow the most, and that is the adult ego state. Your adult is what needs to be functioning most all the time. Your adult self is your true self, the one that observes. When you say, I am feeling so and so, it is the I that feels. It is the me that you speak of. It is myself. Who or what is yourself? It's where you experience your life in your body, your mind, and your spirit. And then we choose either that child or parent path to respond to it. We can stop that right away. We can move towards the middle and maybe even respond with just no. That's a complete sentence. Or maybe I'm not comfortable with that. In a nice tone of voice. And maybe just walk off. I'm not comfortable with that. I'll have to think about it. Let's talk later. Walk off. Those are adult messages. That's where you function the best. Passive or aggressive are opposite ends of the same stick. Substance abuse and adult children of dysfunctional family and trauma are the opposite ends of the same stick. We cannot live our life bouncing from one end to the other. There is no peace there. There is peace in assertiveness. There is peace being in the middle, being relaxed, and able to respond. People are always talking about accountability. Let's look at another word. Responsibility. Are you able to respond? Because responsibility is something that is taken by an adult. And the ability to respond is something that an adult does. A child feeling abused isn't responding, it's reacting to abuse. Going into a parental mode and yelling and fighting every time anything happens. That's reacting from another dysfunctional person. It isn't the ability to respond. Both are reaction. See that clearly. We don't want to react as a child, and we want to stop reacting as an adult. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. That's an adult statement. That's me responding. That's me taking responsibility. I made a mistake in what I said. What I meant was, we want to stop responding as a child, reacting as a child. We want to stop reacting as an adult. I did it again. You see, we can make mistakes. It's okay. I know you've forgiven me for that. So do other people forgive you for making mistakes. It's never necessary to beat yourself up. It doesn't do any good. It's a waste of energy. So here's what I mean to say. Stop reacting as a child. Stop reacting as a critical parent. Reacting is part of our ACA list. We stop reacting and begin to respond when we take responsibility for what we say and do. When we respond to our inner child, for instance, we're responding by making a choice. Is this a safe activity? Is this going to be a beneficial thing for us? Is this going to be harmful to us or to somebody else? That's truly being a nurturing parent. Maybe the nurturing parent has gotten lost in what's really the adult ego state. Nurturing parent is just a way of speaking to yourself. Your adult ego state is a way of being with yourself and being with others. The adult is the one that gives guidance to the child and tells that parental self to speak kindly because we deserve respect and love. Of course, we treat ourselves kindly. And when we make a mistake, we do just what I did and say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Let me fix that. That's the ability to respond. It isn't a child making excuses or alibis. It isn't that parent self blaming you or making excuses or alibis. Blaming is an activity of both the parent and the child. Adults don't blame. Adults take responsibility because they have the ability to respond. This is the key to turn the lock, to find that treasure you've been missing, that middle of the road, the balance point. Relax and go deeper. Double your relaxation and allow yourself to think for just another minute here about being in that peaceful cave where you have the ability to take deep breaths, to have fresh, crystal clear water pouring down in front of you, just over the doorway, just a little stream so you know you can reach out anytime and take a drink of water. You have everything that you need there. You have shelter, you have breath, you have water, you have healthy food if you choose to find it. It's there. Or you can even bring it with you. Maybe you can create a piece of fruit that you think is just beautiful sitting right there next to you, so you have all your needs met. And that teaches your nervous system to come out of survival mode. We have a tendency to be in survival mode 24 hours a day now. You must stop. You must learn to stop being in survival mode and be in the present moment at peace. Survival mode is like a peak experience. You can do that anytime you need to, but you can stop doing it. This is what's important. You can do it when you need to, but you can stop doing it when there isn't anything to survive. Right here and right now, you are safe. You are free and you are at peace. And you remember exactly how we got here. You remember how we breathed and we exhaled and we created a space around ourselves and our mind to imagine. Because what you imagine is real to your subconscious. You can immediately understand why it's so important to stop imagining things, stop replaying things that are harmful and putting us in a mode to create damage to our nervous system. Replay your resilience. Replay your ability to live and to thrive. You are flexible. You are creative in your ability to survive without going into that desperation. Stop that. Right here and right now, you're absolutely peaceful and at ease. And you can just begin to come back to your normal waking state, comfortable. If you feel this moment beginning to drift away, snatch it back. The same way sometimes we have negative thoughts, and when we start to let them go, we snatch them right back again, thinking we need to feel them more. Stop that. This is what you need to feel: relaxed, centered, creative, able to be your true self and to experience your life in the way you were meant to. Trust your subconscious. It is always attempting to protect you. You need to allow yourself to protect yourself and to be in the middle in that adult ego state. Bring that knowledge with you, that confidence, knowing that you're grown now. The children's thoughts don't apply anymore. And I'm not talking about your creativity. I'm not talking about your playfulness, your sexuality. Those are all things that are part of the child ego state. I'm just talking about the behaviors and the laundry list aren't part of your life anymore. It's time to learn new behaviors, new thoughts, new ideas. That critical adult, let's call it, not the normal adult, but the critical parent that's abusive and mean, we don't belong there either. Feel what it feels like to be an adult, to be able to respond, to take responsibility, to be in the middle, relaxed, refreshed, deeply at ease, and confident that you can handle whatever happens. And if you make a mistake, you simply say, I made a mistake. I'll fix that. That's all that's required. And bring that simple bit of information with you into your waking state, into your everyday life. As I count from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you can open your eyes wide awake, all the way back, and able to sleep well tonight. 1, just begin to come up and feel your weight on that welcoming surface beneath you. 2, feel the need to stretch and move around a little bit. Number 3, feel the support that surrounds you in this present moment, this safe moment that's right here and that you bring with you into your waking state. Number 4, take another deep breath, stretch, wiggle your fingers and toes a little. And number 5, just open your eyes, wide awake and feeling wonderful, all the way back, all the way back.